Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo, senior editor here at Koalition.com, and I got something very special to show you guys today. What you're looking at now is some gameplay of Destiny 2. Now, not too long ago, last week to be exact, I actually got a chance to fly out to Seattle, Washington to go hang out with Activision and Bungie and play some Destiny 2 early alongside other members of the media. I have to give a big shout out to Activision for allowing me to go out there and play the game early for you guys to give you some impressions, give you my thoughts, show you this gameplay, and talk a little bit about Destiny 2. Now, what you're looking at now is the EDZ, which is the European Dead Zone location in Destiny 2. It's one of the new locations that are going to be featured in the game. It's very similar to what you saw with the Earth location back in the first Destiny, but there's a lot of differences to it, as you guys can tell. In addition to that, you guys are going to be seeing some combat, you're going to be seeing some public events, which are really going to be the heart of the gameplay that I'm actually showing all of you. But I'm going to talk about some other stuff related to the gameplay, as well as also my experience with Destiny 2 for the around, I want to say, 20 hours or so that I actually got to play it. With that being said, what do I think about Destiny 2 overall? Well, to be totally honest with you guys, Destiny 2 doesn't feel like a Destiny 1.5, at least not to me. That's been the common misconception, that's been the common complaint from a lot of people that have actually laid eyes on the trailer or seen a lot of the different gameplay that's been passed around ever since the premiere event, which, by the way, I was actually at. But for me, actually getting a lot of extensive hands-on time with Destiny 2, I could definitely say that it does feel familiar to the first Destiny as far as the way that it controls, the way that you move around, as well as also the way that you process things as you're going through completing different tasks, no matter which location that you're at. But there's a lot of new stuff to get lost in. There's a lot of new stuff to get involved with. There's a lot of different activities that you're going to be doing on a much more frequent basis than in the first Destiny. One of the biggest things is the public events. Now, obviously, you're looking at the public events now. These happen in a much more frequent basis. If you remember in the first Destiny, the public events used to take place in a very kind of like elongated or extended period of time in between each one, and you had to kind of go through an odyssey just to try to find out where the public events were happening, as well as also go to third-party applications outside of the game to find out the exact timing of when you could run into public events. There was no definitive kind of like schedule or definitive way to figure out when things were going to go down and where you actually needed to be when they finally did go down. That doesn't seem to be the case with Destiny 2. In Destiny 2, however, you not only have a map that shows you where the locations of public events that are happening, which there's multiple going on sometimes at the same time, but you also get a timetable on there as well, which is super helpful. That's one of the big things about Destiny 2. There's a lot of quality of life things that really kind of are very subtle changes, but do a lot for the overall experience. Again, using the map to find public events in different areas, you not only have that, but you also have fast travel, which is a huge positive for people that played the first Destiny. If you guys remember traversing a lot of the maps in Destiny 1, where you would kind of go from location to location, you would always have to go back to orbit in order to kind of like reset yourself and then navigate through like a really poorly designed map, or at least use a third-party map from like a website or something in order to get where you needed to go. You could actually have a much better map that's much more useful in Destiny 2, and not only that, but your fast travel will allow you to go from point to point within the given area of the map, which is a huge positive. Again, it's a huge game changer for a lot of the different people out there that are going to be doing multiple activities over an extended period of time. I know throughout the entire time I was playing Destiny 2, I was constantly fast traveling, going from area to area in order to kind of engage with public events, do different types of little side quests, which are known as lost sectors and adventures. That's really where the bulk of my time was really spent. It wasn't spent traveling around all over the place. Now, in addition to that, you have a lot of other things that you can get lost in and actually get involved with throughout the course of Destiny 2 outside of the main story. There's different hidden treasure chests that are littered throughout the entirety of the maps that you explore, especially here in the EDZ, that what you guys are looking at now. But you also have the lost sectors. Now, the lost sectors are areas that are not really marked on your map. They're kind of discovered by paying attention to the little markings that are in the environment, which are basically symbols of the Fallen. That they're kind of like, you know, the Fallen's writing or something, but you spot them on the map, and that kind of gives you, or spot them in the environment, I'm sorry, not in the map, but in the environment, and you could kind of get like a hint that there's a lost sector, there's a hidden location around in that area. And once you get inside there and you actually do a little bit of exploring and you actually discover the lost sector, you not only get to fight a high-value target, which is just basically a stronger enemy that's kind of like a mini-boss. Once you kill him or kill it and the rest of its minions, then you get to actually find some good loot, which is pretty damn cool overall. Now, besides that, you also have the adventures. The adventures are like side missions. These side missions, they're very similar to the patrols of which you had in the first Destiny, but these are like little side stories that have their own little canon, their own little kind of, you know, arcs here and there that you'll discover throughout all the planets that you play in Destiny 2, which is very cool. So not only do you get the main story, but you get all these little side stories on top of that that give a little bit of background on some of the characters, or tell you a little bit about the worlds, tell you a little bit about some of the events that have gone down. Those are very cool, and they're very rewarding if you spend the time to actually complete all of them on every single planet. Now, besides that, again, a lot of the stuff that goes down with the public events and all the other stuff, there's a lot of player interaction, as you guys know from the first Destiny. That's pretty much the same thing here in Destiny 2, and it deservedly so, because there's going to be a lot of crazy things that are going on in a much more larger scale. One of the things that I really liked about Destiny 2 is that there's more enemies and there's more things happening all at the same time in your in your field of view. You're no longer just going to be limited to like 10 or 15 enemies. You're going to have a whole bunch of enemies that just show up out of random, just again in these like crazy firefights, these crazy battles. It could get really ridiculous. So, and one of the actual public events you guys are probably going to see soon is that I actually had this big giant like was it dual spider tank battle, which was pretty insane, because not only did I have to deal with one spider tank, but eventually, besides all the little sub enemies that were kind of like appearing on the map, all of a sudden I had to deal with a second one that just appeared out of nowhere that was still part of the event, and it was absolutely insane. So things could get pretty damn hectic, but it is still definitely a lot of fun. Now, while I can't reveal all the details about Destiny 2 just yet, there's still a lot more to talk about, and there's still a lot more to reveal as we get closer to the release date. But what I can say is this. Based on what I've played thus far, again, playing around close to about 20 hours worth of Destiny 2 alongside other members of the media and really kind of engaging with this game, I could definitively say that a lot of you guys, especially if you were interested in the first Destiny and you spent a lot of time with it, you're going to be spending a lot of time with Destiny 2. You're going to be spending a lot of time having a lot of fun with all the new activities and the new content that Destiny 2 has to offer. So with that being said, I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm going to let you guys check out some gameplay. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Again, it's just going to be straight gameplay that just shows some of the public event stuff of which I played while I was at the Destiny 2 event with Activision and Bungie. Again, big shout outs to them for allowing me to go out there to Seattle, Washington to play the game early and actually check out the game and kind of come up with my own little impressions before the game's release. It was pretty awesome. I'll definitely be revealing more as we get closer to the release of Destiny 2. There'll probably be more videos. You could definitely expect a review here on the Koalition.com. I'll probably be doing a podcast debriefing or some sort of discussion podcast with Richard and some of the other guys as we get closer to Destiny 2 coming out, or when we finally all get together and finally play Destiny 2 online. Remember, Destiny 2 is going to be coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And again, I can't wait to share some more details about all that with you guys. So with that being said, I will talk to all of you again very soon. Enjoy the gameplay, peace out, and stay epic, everybody.
To those in the field, a catch is on its way. I'm not sure what it's up to, but I doubt it's good.
This is about to get interesting.
And very dangerous. Watch out.
fight without weapons. Wait. And took their catch.
Superlative work.